Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Amethyst Rune Witch and today I'm going to be talking about tea. Specifically, the kind of tea that you drink. So not the gossip, not a meal, some people call. There's different names for different meals in different parts of the UK, and some people call it their tea, some people call it dinner, some people call it supper. It's it's a bit of a thing, but no, I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I use tea as part of my magical practice. I love tea. I have a bit of an obsession with tea to the point of I have 60 something different tea blends in my kitchen cupboards. That's just me. Now, the definition of tea is where it has some part of the actual tea plant in it. So that's black tea, green tea, white tea, those teas. Technically, rooibos is not a tea. It's a plant used similarly to tea, but for the sake of this, if it's just herbs, it's a tisane. That's the definition. Now I love tea, proper tea with like tea in it, and I've got some. I'm not going to go through all 60 odd because that's just going to take way too long. And some of the blends that I like aren't necessarily blends that other people will like. They're not necessarily blends that I've actually tried yet. They're like little samples that I've been sent. Witchcraft have sent like herbal blends that I can use as either a tea blend or use it in spell work as the blend. Some have been tea with the teas, but then I've got jars like this, and yep, that's the size of it. And this is actually my Earl Grey blend. This is the blend that I will turn to for a bit of a pick-me-up, an emotional pick-me-up, when I'm not quite feeling myself. I just need a little bit of a lift. And the reason I say that is because citrus has a really good, it helps to lift, whether it's the colour, the look of it, just the smell of it, just smelling it. I wish there was such a thing as smell-o-vision. But there's, because I know Earl Grey is not made with orange. It's sometimes made with lime, but it's more usually bergamot, which is, I love bergamot. I love bergamot. It's one of those little things. But, so this is what I will use to make a tea when I just need a little bit of a lift. Well, if I've been feeling a little bit down and what's it called? Look, just not quite feeling 100% me, then this is what I will make, just because of the bergamot, the citrus, and it because the smell of it helps before I even brew it. Like some people will say it's not brewing, it's stewing, it's whatever. Make it how you make it, call it how you call it. That's as far as I'm going to get with that. But this is definitely one of my favourites, which is why I have so much of it. This jar did actually used to be a lot fuller. And I will also say that I will reuse my my tea leaves at least 3 times if I can. It's just how I am. I do the same with tea bags, although I don't like using tea bags anymore. I prefer loose leaf because that's most of my tea collection is loose leaf tea, or some kind of loose blend, not in tea bags. So that's the Earl Grey. There's a lot of companies that do their own little blends that have like slightly different twists, but again, just because I use loose leaf doesn't mean you can't use tea bags. It is how it is. Next, in this lovely little tin, which is indeed from Witch Casket, this is the blend that I use for an extra kick of self-love, because it's a rose tea. So there's literally 3 ingredients in this: black tea, rose petals, rose oil. And it smells so rosy, but not like in your face rosy. It's that, I don't know, it just seems a bit more English rosy to me. So this lovely rose tea is what I would use for a little extra kick of self-love. So if I haven't been taking care of myself and I just want to show myself a little bit of extra love and care, then I'll use my rose tea. That isn't all that I have. I have more. I have extra sitting at the top of my tea cupboard. Because when I find a brew I like, I will always buy extra of it, just because I don't know when I'm going to run out. I don't personally drink a lot of tea in the summer. It's a winter drink to me. It's because it's something that it's a hot drink typically, so I will use it to warm up. You know, I can sit and I can hold a mug and I can, you know, get the comfort from the mug. So that's another part of it. I don't see the point in tea in the summer. That's just me. I don't understand myself half the time. I'm not expecting anyone to, but that's how I am. So I will use these, especially during the winter. I've got 3 of my favourite, 2 definitely of my favourite other blends. But as I said with the warming thing, depending on the ingredients in it, so especially with the loose leaf, so with this lovely blend, Christmas tea, it's the easiest way to describe it is, if you know of the British mince pies, not the meat pies, the fruity sweet pies that are typically sold throughout December. That's what this smells like. So if you're not a fan of mince pies, I would not recommend this. However, if you are a fan, this is a good one. But it's got black tea in it. There's apple, cinnamon, coriander, cardamom, orange slices, pink peppercorns, and cloves. Perhaps if I can get the little lid off. And it looks a little something like that. It smells like mince pies, and not your cheap and cheerful ones, but the kind where, you know, the sort where it could potentially be homemade and smells really, really good and fancy. And yeah, That's what that smells like. Now, because of the herbs in it, so the peppercorns, the cloves, the cinnamon, this blend could be used to help give a bit of a kick to spells. So if you want to give yourself a bit of a, come on, get going, come on, get going. This could be a very good tea blend to use, or something similar. If you've got a blend that has similar ingredients, then you can substitute. It's literally, the taste description is fruity and spicy, because it is. There's a little bit of a kick from all the herbs, but it's still really good. And there's fruit, you know, there's apple in it, there's orange bits in it, there's fruit, and it's not, you know, it's not just in your face. There's also that loving energy from the apples, there's the happy uplifting from the orange. Now, something else to note is, just because this is what I associate these teas with, does not mean that that is all they can be associated with. It doesn't. This is just what I personally associate them with. So that's what I use them for. This video is meant to be just an idea of how you could potentially bring making tea into your magical practice, because it isn't, you know, it's something that you could do if you're in the broom closet, for example. If you're not able to openly practice in your home because of your living situation, who you live with, that's okay. You can use tea. There's other things you can use as well, like food, but you know, that's I think I've covered that already. I think but yeah, like there's the Indian chai blend. An Indian chai tea could also be used in place of this, because there's a lot of similar herbs in it, and it's got that sort of peppery, fiery kick that warms you from the inside out, but also gets you up and doing things. There's that energy, it's power, and a lot of the herbs and spices that are in this tea and the chai blend, that's what they're associated with magically. Now, if I can't have coffee, so anytime someone says, "Oh yeah, no, if you want some energy, just coffee," and I'm like, I can't. I don't. There's no coffee in my home. I don't do coffee. It's unfortunate. It's for my health, so I'm not going to complain. The one thing that I did miss though was being able to have a mocha. Now, yes, I know that there's decaf coffee, but that's not quite the same. However, there's a tea blend called Chocolate Spice, and it is Indian black tea, cocoa pieces, roasted chicory root, ginger pieces, cardamom and black pepper. And this tea smells like a coffee mocha. Like it's apologies, I'm going to try something, see if this works. So that's what this tea. Yep, there's proper cocoa bits. You know, you've got the, what would that be? That would be probably the ginger roasted chicory root. But you've got, you know, there's black peppercorns. I can actually see a black peppercorn just over here. But it's proper. It smells like a mocha, a chocolate coffee. But as you've just seen, it's tea. So I can have it. I don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to medically have an influence on me. And it genuinely does give me that immediate boost of energy that you'd get from coffee. So I drink that, especially when I know there's things I need to get done, and I've been putting them off and putting them off and putting them off to the point that I just need a kick up the backside and just do it. You know, I just need to literally pick myself up, shake myself and go, just do it. Once you've got it done, it's done. And then you can just carry on. So it's really good as a first thing in the morning because it wakes me up. It's also something that I shouldn't drink every day. Shouldn't have probably more than one cup of. And I don't have it as often as I used to because I'm a little bit more grounded. I don't need that same energy levels. But it's there should I need it. So if I need that extra little kick of energy, it's there. I don't have to worry about it. Sorry, I think I've got mild OCD or something because all the tops, all the logos have to vaguely be in line with this logo on the front. So this is the final tea blend, although this isn't a tea, this is actually a tisane because there's no tea in it at all. There is just herbs and spices. That's all that's in this. So there's no tea, so this is a tisane blend. So this one is just called the turmeric blend. This has turmeric root, ginger, cocoa peel, aniseed, fennel, blackberry leaves, and vanilla pieces. It smells fruity. There's a bit of a sort of, it's not just, you know, smelling of the herbs or the fennel or the aniseed. This is one of those that I will drink when I'm not particularly well. And I just need to ground myself to come back to me. But also, it's the colour of it. The colour of it just goes, yeah, I'm happy. Because it's turmeric, so it's got that yellowness. And for me, there's this and I've got a lemongrass and ginger one that I also love to drink when I'm not well. Because it's lemongrass and ginger. So there's that citrusy kick from the lemongrass, and then there's the peppery, fiery kick from the ginger that just seems to help. It's soothing but clearing. And I love things that have that dual purpose, like double whammy element to them. But with this, the turmeric blend, I will just drink it as, you know, a grounding tea. So if I feel particularly airy, Aquarius sun at least, if I'm feeling particularly ungrounded and airy-fairy and all over the place, then I will drink that. I will make myself, a cup of it, and it helps to ground me. Just the whole ritual of making tea helps to ground me. I think I made a video a couple of years ago about how I make tea, or how I made tea. It's changed a little bit since then. I might do another video of how I make tea as part of my practice. Now, not always when I make a cup of tea do I have that intention of it's going to do this for me. Sometimes I just fancy a cup of tea, and it's just a cup of tea. It's not, there's no intention behind it. I just really fancy a tea. Or a mug of something. It's one of those things where I can put intention behind it, but I don't have to. So there's that element to it. So, you know, for me, when I decided what each tea had a purpose for, I've got a breakfast tea that it sounds weird. It smells like American pancakes for breakfast, and it's tea, and it's literally vanilla and tea, black tea, and it smells like pancakes. Not crepes, actual like thick fluffy pancakes. Um, you know, which if you're trying to sweeten yourself, you know, you've been in a bit of a foul mood and you want to just sweeten the mood off. That I could use that. That's how I could use that. And that's regardless of whether I put sugar or sweetener in it, or milk, because not all teas go with milk. This does not go with milk. But most of the teas I drink I do have milk with, and I will also put some sugar or sweetener in it. But regardless, I don't have to, and I don't necessarily have to attribute those things to anything. Like if I drink this and it's just to help with me battling whatever I've got going on, then and I'm drinking it more as medicine than anything else. That's, you know, the non-doctor medicine. I'll put the sugar or sweetener in it, and it'll be a cup of, you know, it'll be a cup of medicine at that point, because that's how I view it. But I don't have to attribute that to anything when I make a slightly more magically intended brew. It is what it is. That's how I do it. But when I decide what each tea is for, or what I could use each tea for, it's essentially, how does this tea make me feel? So if you've got a favourite blend or a favourite kind of tea, and you know, you only drink it when you're feeling a certain way, because of that you can use that to inform you of, oh, that's the intention behind this. Because a lot of people go, oh, what's the intention of the spell? What's the purpose behind it? And it's like, well, this Earl Grey is the emotional, mental pick-me-up for when I'm feeling slightly depressed, or you know, just not feeling myself. I can reach for my Earl Grey blend. I've got lots of Lady Grey blends. But when I say I've got lots of Lady Grey blends, they're different, because there's a tea company that has copyrighted Lady Grey. So any other tea company will have a different name, but it will be associated somehow. So I've got different variations. There's even French Earl Grey, which has lavender in it. So I could sort of, an emotionally soothing but pick me up. I don't know, I haven't tried it yet. Like, it's one of those ones. But this is just an idea of how you could use tea in your practice. I hope this has helped. I hope it's been interesting. I hope I haven't rambled too much. There's a little Miss Luna next to me. But she's been behaving herself, so she's fine. I hope this has been helpful, interesting. If you've got any questions, please do pop them in the comments, and I'll see them. I will reply to them. If you know anyone who likes tea, is also into witchcraft, but doesn't quite know how to bring the two together, please do share it, or just share it in general. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Stay safe, everyone, and blessings to you all.